Have you ever found yourself discouraged about your weight or physique, only to go on TikTok or Instagram and scroll just to compare yourself to your fave influencer? Well, I'm here to tell you why you shouldn't, because the internet is full of lies and deceit. Today, we're diving into the world of fitness influencers and their natural transformations. Get ready to uncover secrets they don't want you to know. Those incredible before and after photos, not always real. Many transformations are far from natural. Some influencers are lying to your face, fake weights, Photoshop and steroids and plastic surgery. We'll expose the lies and show the real people behind the feeds. Grab your protein shakes and let's expose some fitness fakers. Our first target is none other than the Liver King himself, Brian Johnson. This guy burst onto the scene with his long hair, ripped physique, and a diet consisting mainly of raw liver and testicles. He claimed his ancestral lifestyle was the key to his incredible physique. He preached about embracing our primal instincts, eating like our ancestors, and living a life free from modern conveniences. People were captivated. He gained millions of followers, sold tons of supplements, and even had celebrities jumping on the Liver King bandwagon. But something about his story always seemed a little too good to be true. I mean, have you ever looked at a picture of a caveman? They weren't exactly shredded. And as it turns out, our suspicions were spot on. Leaked emails revealed that behind the facade of raw meat and primal living, Liver King was actually spending over $11,000 a month on steroids. That's more than most people make in a month, and he was pumping it into his body to maintain his physique. Talk about an expensive grocery bill. So much for that ancestral lifestyle, huh? It seems like the only thing primal about the Liver King was his desire to deceive millions for personal gain. Don't worry though, because we're just getting started. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so he was taking steroids, but maybe his supplements still work? But here's the thing. If his entire physique was built on a foundation of lies and synthetic hormones, how can we trust anything he says? It's like trusting a used car salesman who tells you the car runs on water. The Liver King story is a stark reminder that we can't believe everything we see online, especially when it comes to fitness. This isn't about shaming anyone for taking steroids. It's about calling out hypocrisy and protecting people from being misled. This dude was making millions by promoting a lifestyle that he himself wasn't even living. He was selling a lie, and unfortunately, millions of people bought it. But we're not going to let him get away with it. Stay tuned, because up next, we're going to expose another fitness influencer who was caught red-handed faking his lifts. Alright guys, let's talk about Brad Castleberry, a name synonymous with unbelievable strength. He posted videos lifting weights that would make seasoned powerlifters do a double take. But something about his lifts seemed off. The internet started buzzing with skepticism, and what they found was pretty damning. The evidence was mounting, and the accusations were getting louder. People started accusing Brad Castleberry of using fake weights in his videos, making his lifts seem far more impressive than they actually were. And the more they dug, the more it seemed like they were right. Some eagle-eyed viewers even noticed discrepancies in the weights themselves. The plates he was using looked different from standard weight plates, and some even appeared to be smaller than they should be. It was like he wasn't even trying to hide it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so he used fake weights, what's the big deal? But here's the thing. Brad Castleberry built his entire career on a lie. He deceived millions of people into believing he was capable of superhuman strength, all while profiting from their admiration. He sold workout programs, supplements, and merchandise, all based on the premise that he achieved his physique through hard work and dedication, but it was all a sham. Alright guys, so next up we're heading down to Brazil, and trust me, it's about to get spicy. This is Graciane Barbosa, and she's basically the queen of fitness influencers in Brazil. I'm talking millions of followers, crazy workout routines, and a body that could make a sculpture jealous. But here's the thing. People started noticing something was off. I mean, her glutes were seriously next level, like defying the laws of physics kind of next level. Fans started comparing photos, and let's just say the consistency wasn't exactly there. One day, her waist would be tiny, the next it looked totally different. And it wasn't just the fans who were suspicious. Some plastic surgeons even weighed in, saying there were telltale signs of surgical enhancement. I'm talking about implants. People, straight up implants. Now there's nothing wrong with a little nip and tuck, but when you're building a brand on being all natural, that's where things get shady. And it gets even wilder. Remember how I said her waist seemed to magically change size? Well, it turns out some eagle-eyed fans noticed some serious Photoshop fails in her photos. We're talking warped backgrounds, blurry edges, the whole 9 yards. It's like she took a crash course in Photoshop and forgot to erase the evidence. Now, I'm all for a good filter, but when you're altering your body to unrealistic proportions, it's sending the wrong message to all those people who look up to you. Imagine thinking you need to look like that to be considered fit or beautiful. That's messed up, man. Look, I get it. The fitness industry is all about image, and everyone wants to look their best. But there's a difference between having good lighting and straight up deceiving your followers. And in Gracie Ann's case, it seems like she might have crossed that line. What's crazy is that even after all this went down, she denied the Photoshop allegations. But the evidence is right there. It makes you wonder what else these influencers are hiding behind their perfectly curated feeds. Okay, so we've talked about fake weights, steroid scandals, and even some questionable glute enhancements. But get this, some influencers are taking their fakery to a whole new level. The magical world of Photoshop. And trust me, it's more common than you think. We're talking about those picture-perfect Instagram models with impossibly tiny waists, gravity-defying curves, and muscles that would make even The Rock jealous. You know the ones. They're always posing in exotic locations, sipping on protein shakes, and making you question your entire existence. But hold up, because it turns out a lot of these photos are about as real as a unicorn riding a dragon. These influencers are using Photoshop and editing apps to sculpt their bodies into oblivion, creating an illusion of perfection that's simply unattainable. And the craziest part? They're making bank off of it. They're selling you workout plans, supplements, and even clothing lines, all based on a lie. They're profiting off of your insecurities, making you believe that if you just buy their products, you too can achieve their Photoshopped perfection. But here's the truth. No one, and I mean no one, looks like that in real life. Not even close. And one Instagram model who got caught red-handed is Yanida Yanchiva. This girl was like the queen of Photoshop, shrinking her waist, inflating her glutes, and basically turning herself into a cartoon character. Fans started noticing some seriously warped backgrounds in her photos, like the walls were melting around her. And when you compared her Instagram pics to paparazzi shots, it was like looking at two different people. And it's not just Yanida, guys. This is happening all over Instagram. Influencers are blurring the lines between reality and fantasy, making it impossible to tell what's real and what's fake. And that's a problem. It's time to call out this BS and expose these influencers for what they are, masters of manipulation. They're selling you a lie, and it's time to stop buying it. Alright, so you know how some people seem to transform their bodies overnight? Like, one day they're rocking a dad bod, and the next they're ripped with six-pack abs? Well, that's the story Devin Physique was selling, claiming he achieved his incredible physique naturally. He was all about that hard work and dedication life, preaching about clean eating, intense workouts, and no shortcuts. He even started selling personalized meal plans and workout routines, promising his followers they could achieve the same results if they just followed his lead. But there was just one tiny problem with Devin's whole natural shtick. It was all a big fat lie. Turns out, behind those perfectly filtered Instagram photos and inspirational captions, Devin was hiding a dark secret: steroids. And it wasn't just speculation, guys. His former assistant spilled the tea, revealing that Devin was juicing up and editing his photos to make his transformation seem even more dramatic than it actually was. I mean, talk about betrayal. But here's the thing that really grinds my gears. Devin was charging people hundreds of dollars for his meal plans and workout routines, knowing full well that they wouldn't achieve the same results without a little chemical assistance. He was basically scamming people, preying on their insecurities and desire for a quick fix. And to make matters worse, he was putting their health at risk by promoting an unrealistic and potentially dangerous approach to fitness. Look, I'm all for pushing yourself and achieving your fitness goals, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And lying to your followers, misleading them about your methods, and then profiting off their trust, that's about as wrong as it gets. Devin's story is a prime example of why it's so important to be skeptical of what you see online, especially when it comes to the fitness industry. Don't be fooled by the perfect bodies and the promises of quick results. Real transformations take time, effort, and consistency, not shortcuts and deception. Alright guys, buckle up, because this one's wild. We're talking about Brittany Dawn, the fitness influencer who went from selling workout plans to preaching about God. Now, I'm all for finding your faith, but not when you're using it to cover up some shady business practices. Britney built her empire on the promise of personalized fitness plans. People were shelling out hundreds of dollars, hoping to achieve their dream bodies. But here's the kicker: these personalized plans were anything but. Clients started comparing notes and realized they were all getting the same generic plans, regardless of their individual needs or goals. We're talking cookie-cutter routines and meal plans that could have been ripped straight from a magazine. People were furious, and rightfully so. They felt scammed, misled, and left with nothing but empty wallets and a fridge full of kale. This wasn't just about bad business, it was about betraying the trust of thousands of people who believed in her. As the backlash grew louder, Britney Dawn did what any savvy businesswoman would do. She pivoted. She abandoned the fitness facade and reinvented herself as a spiritual guru, preaching about God and forgiveness. Now, I'm not here to judge anyone's religious beliefs, but the timing of this whole transformation seemed a little too convenient. It felt like she was using religion as a shield to deflect from the accusations and avoid taking responsibility for her actions. But the internet never forgets. People continued to call her out, demanding refunds and apologies. Lawsuits were filed, and eventually, Britney Dawn had to face the music. She issued a public apology, blaming her mistakes on growing too fast and promising to do better. But the damage was done. Britney Dawn's story serves as a stark reminder that online fame and fortune can be fleeting, especially when built on a foundation of lies and deception. And there you have it, folks. The truth behind some of the biggest names in the fitness industry. From fake weights to photoshopped abs, we've exposed the tricks of the trade and the lengths some people will go to for fame and fortune. Remember, not everything you see online is real. These influencers are selling you a fantasy, carefully curated and edited to perfection. Don't let their highlight reels make you feel inadequate or insecure. Stay skeptical, stay informed, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. Focus on your own journey, celebrate your progress, and don't compare yourself to the unrealistic standards set by these so-called fitness gurus. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eye-opening content. See you in the next video.